Okay, so this is the 6-week checkup for this garden install along here. And of course, sirens, alarms, dogs, tools, saws, you name it. Finally, almost in the middle of Houston. It is on the more shady side, so the blooms are not as abundant as I would like. And everything is given a general leaning in this direction. So right now, it's getting more sun from this way. Since we're already in January, that shortest day has passed, and that they will start to brighten up as the sun, I think, is slowly starting to shift back towards the direction that would be more consistent throughout the day. And that would make a difference just in time for spring, because by the time spring gets here, it's getting just the right amount of sun, and it should be full of blooms evenly, because I did this last year and I had very good results, but that's when I started noticing the direction of the sun during January was not optimal. I'm going to give these pansies a really good deadheading. The Gerber daisies are lovely as always. I just can't complain about those Gerber daisies. I love them. The dianthus needs a little bit of deadheading. I'm not going to be as aggressive with the dianthus deadheading because I see a lot of good buds on there, but the pansies are just looking a little floppy and burnt out. This dianthus does need some more aggressive deadheading. So I'm going to be selective with the dianthus. I'm going to be aggressive with the pansies, and then I'm going to be very selective with these beautiful Gerber daisies, of course, cutting off those stems, and then these African irises here, cleaning those up a little bit. I plan to divide these clumps in the spring. But anyway, the kale in here, again, it should be having a more distinct white center, this one here. And the reason that it's not is because, one, it hasn't been cold enough. The coldness is what enhances the color of the kale, but also the sunlight. It's probably not getting enough sunlight. And I could tell how these are they're a little on the tall side, which would be another condition of sunlight. But again, considering the month that we're in, I'm expecting that to change this month and start improving to where I should notice a difference by the time I get here next month, and things should start kind of evening out in their growth direction and color and bloom. I am also going to take back some of this fountain grass right here, because this is all it does. It gets the size and it falls over. No matter where it's planted, even when it's planted in the perfect conditions, it gets the size, it gets wet and falls over. I'm just not a fan of this grass. Can you tell? And I do love ornamental grasses. I'm just not a fan of this one. There's a Cordyline propagation that I stuck over there early spring, because the one I planted here in the spring, it just didn't do well. It just had a really rough start. All the pansies were taken halfway back, and the dianthus were just nipped, strategically removed. I missed this one right here. I just went and strategically removed the spent flower heads, and then I'm gonna just cut a couple for shaping purposes. They should start to get a little bushier as the sun moves in a better direction. If it could just hang in there and just give it a couple weeks, and the plants are the first to notice, when there's little changes in the length of days. And I think since the shortest day of the year has passed, then the days are getting longer now. They're getting more sun. It's an opportunity for them to get more sun. So that, along with the sun getting back on the pattern of being more consistent throughout the day here, that hits this bed. And as for this bed, I just don't think these kales need much maintenance, but I'm going to clean up the lower leaves set right here, because those are always the first to die off, but also they're hanging over the edge a little bit, and I don't want to create any more problems for the grass right here. Any leaves that are yellow, I'm taking off, and then the ones that are getting near the edge, I'm taking off. So there's yellow ones all the way around, but not on every plant, but just in general. I do think that this variety of kale with the fringy looking leaf edge, I feel like it's a little bit better grower when conditions are not optimum, because kale really likes cold temperatures, and we have had record-setting highs. The whole month of December was record-setting highs. It was 80 degrees Christmas Day. It's not what kale wants. Kale wants cold. And I will say, for having the high temperatures, these are looking to be that they're tolerating it better than the other variety. The other variety that has the less curly edge leaves, so it's just less fringy looking, I feel like they're looking little leggier. They have less color, and I'm worried they're gonna bolt. I'm really worried they might send up a flower head, which would not be good because that's usually a sign it's on its way out. But if I catch it in time, I can cut it, and I'm fine with how the plant looks after that. But I only visit this garden once a month, so I may not catch it in time. These yews, I've never planted them, but they sure are cute and forgiving. I have nothing but good things to say about it, but I've never grown this variety of yew. It's an extremely dwarf variety, but it still has really vigorous growth. So it still requires maintenance, but it's not going to overtake your plants. I hope you enjoyed today's video and that you'll feel free to leave any questions or suggestions in the comment section below, and that you'll join me again next time on Garden Beauty.